own. I didn't know. Someone gave me this one, and anyway, we're live.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Brother Tony, Brother Nombre, welcome to Thursday night show here on the Dude Network, man. Random Thoughts with the Rev.
Isn't that Friday?
No, it's weird. Yeah, back.
Nombre doesn't know where he is right now, what day it is, what's happening.
Nombre wanted to come on tonight because he probably won't get many words in tomorrow night.
Why? What? Oh,
yeah. We'll say that at the end. That's kind of the wrap up kind of.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, that's why Nombre was so inclined, and they'll find out why at the end of
at the
show.
very end.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the guess, but y'all do.
Yeah, sure do, and you're gonna find out in about an hour.
All right. Yeah, we'll tell you. Yeah, then you will definitely know why I said what
and
I said.
You're definitely gonna be like, I'm just not gonna show up.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I think we booked that on a Friday during the show, whenever you weren't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop hints.
Is it a familiar guest?
Yes.
Partially.
Yeah.
One part. It's a
team. Anyway. That's all we're going to say for right now. It's a team.
Oh, is one of them from America going to go to Australia?
It's off the chain, bro.
It's off the chain. Man,
I was on the show when we booked him. I didn't realize he said it might not work with the time zone in the.
Yeah, they were in the comments. Like, no, we're all in here right now. Like, yeah. So anyway, we'll explain what all that entails here at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Rev, let's get random.
Random. I'm gonna wait till Nombre is done throwing up because.
I was burping.
Whatever, let it fly, dude. You ain't got to mute shit on this show. We don't care. We had Johnsy projectile vomiting onto a cat a couple weeks ago. Who gives a shit?
Oh, that was the best laugh ever, bro.
Right?
My wife started laughing too. She didn't even get like, was it nauseous or I guess I don't know what you call it, but yeah, we were laughing.
Yeah,
he's a fucking trooper.
He put on a show, man. He put on a show. That's a fact.
Yeah, I can't put up with what he did.
Mm-mm. It's not that bad, bro. It's not that bad. I've done it. It's not that bad. His biggest problem was he had like too much time to think about it.
Yeah,
like he was walking around in his own brain about how awful it is. He psyched himself out, man.
But he did. I think. Looking back on if I would have sat and like prepared myself more, like you got to do this, you got to he watched all the film, like he watched all this, and he eventually just hyped himself up. He's like, I can do it, like he saw enough people like, okay, they can do it. Yeah.
And then Rev sends me he shares a TikTok video of just a little Asian girl eating it like nothing,
nothing, dude.
And then he sends me another video. It's like 4 chefs in the back, and they all try it, and they're all Ralphing,
losing their minds.
Yeah. Some people are built different, man. I want a real quick shout out here. There's been a sidebar of who can beat Robert Reyes in the comment section, and we do.
We do have a winner.
T. Carmack wins a bottle of seasoning. You win some of Johnsy's money, man. Johnsy's going to buy you a bottle of Willow seasoning and send it to you. So get a hold of Johnsy. I already notified him that you did win. So congratulations. Let's go. Robert Reyes is in the house. He's like, Dick, you beat me. Tony in the house. What's up? This girl life. The missus.
She's talking about to the
good old Johnsy.
Yeah.
I said Leslie. I don't know. I was so rude. How do you say it? Liesel?
It's Liesel, but she misspelled it, so she can't be found.
I respect that. I respect that. Big time. Big time.
Disinformation. I approve.
You guys are awesome. No, sir, you are awesome.
No, you
are. Carmack, I didn't think you could lie that well, man.
Yeah. Well, he fits right in.
Yeah, he fits right in with the rest of us. So I was talking about
we only lie when we talk to cops. That's a fact.
Anything with a badge and a gun, bro. Anything with a badge and a gun. So we were talking earlier. I was thinking Tony needs a new nickname, man.
What are you gonna go? Where's this going? What's his name?
Pelon Cabronwe.
It's not bad.
I've heard cabron before, and I know that's not terribly good.
I mean, okay, it's bad, but
it's not that bad.
In the tone he used it, it's funny because
it's funny.
Yeah, it's all about the tone.
Yeah, the tone he used is just, yeah.
You want to tell him what it means?
Oh, it's a bastard child, but the tone he used it is not that vulgar towards you. Yeah, but he would just he just called you a bald-headed bastard, but the tone
I'm so overdue to get this like down to like do a one guard, dude. It looks so terrible when it gets out like this. It's so bad.
I know, it's why. Dude,
I know. Like you can see Wally's hair, man. Like me and Wally both enjoy getting our hair cut as much as. Never mind. That's a terrible. I was about to
say it, dude. Say it. Just let it out.
We hate haircuts as much as people of East Palestine hate Norfolk Southern.
Nice.
He laughed through the last part.
Fucked up, but yeah. Since we're kind of indirectly affected, maybe I can joke about it in a much more real level. Yeah, even though it's nothing.
Sure we can.
Hey, guys, these are all jokes. If you have a hard time liking them, give us a like and a follow because we'll keep on pissing you off.
Yeah. Please don't come here to be serious. That's what we
No, if you had a bad day, look for us on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and we'll fix that for you.
Oh, God.
Tony trusts his barber about as much as he trusts the EPA right now.
As much as I trust the list of Norfolk Southern chemicals. Oh, God.
What are you drinking there?
Yeah, what is that? You always drink like these, like you don't drink alcohol, but you're always drinking like really cool.
Reinhardt's Special Reserve Gourmet fucking root beer, dude.
I always have a certain root beer. I had it yesterday. It's called like T Brown's, like Brown's root beer.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Me and one of my brothers that I've known for like 20 years are on this habitual quest, this eternal search for the best bottled soda.
On the root beer spectrum or soda period?
Soda period, man.
Dude, IBW root beer in the bottle is up there for me. What?
No, bro. You're not exposed to shit.
No,
up here, there wasn't a whole lot of bottled options up here. Now I am old enough to remember we still had you took in your glass bottles to get refills of Coke bottles. Like that went away as I was just starting to like my earliest memories are like of that. Well, I remember we still had the bottles when they were empty. You put them on the basement steps, and then when they would go to the store, they'd take them and bring them back refilled. Mm-hmm. But like that's about, and that was like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, like
Yeah, that was recycling before recycling was cool.
Yeah, RC Cola was a big thing up here. Yeah, RC.
And RC is a good flavor, guys. If you never had RC, it's like a different flavor profile to Coke. So you think Coke?
It's a lighter body.
Yes, that's a good description because you know how I always tell my wife, "Oh, that went down strong." You know, the carbonation went down. No, RC Cola,
totally different, man. Yeah. My thing is, dude, when it comes to like Pepsi and Coke and shit, I prefer drinking the Mexican ones, dude, with the pure cane sugar. It's way better.
Yeah. Way better than someone else I know that their wife only drinks the pure cane sugar Coke. Yeah, it's the only Coke they'll buy, and they say it's really, really good.
And like, if you can't find like Mexican Cokes or Mexican Pepsis in a grocery store, here's something people don't know. If you find Pepsi or Cokes that have an orange lid or a yellow cap on them, those are made with pure cane sugar because they're fucking kosher. So they have to have different ingredients.
Okay.
I didn't know about that piece.
Owen Quirk says Mexican Coke.
Absolutely, dude.
For the win.
Yeah,
okay,
soda,
so
not the powder.
So what's Do you have a winner leader in the is there a house leader on this, Rev?
It like there's brackets, dude. It depends on what you're talking about, man.
Best bottled root beer.
Wyatt Earps.
Wyatt Earps. Never heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Know
It's
him, but don't know ever seen.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's made in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
And it's got like the portrait of Wyatt Earp on it and shit, but it's like an artisan craft bottle, dude. Second to that would probably be Sioux City Sarsaparilla. Is probably a close second. It's good stuff.
So Sin City be out of Vegas, yeah.
Sioux City, like Sioux City.
Sioux City. Okay, that'd be what, Iowa?
Something like that. And it's got a gunslinger on the bottle too.
Yeah, Sioux City's Iowa, outside of it's like over by the Nebraska side.
They actually have a great selection. If you look up all their different brands that they have under the Sioux City, they have like sarsaparilla, a cola, a prickly pear raspberry, ginger beer.
It's the second prickly pear something I've seen today. Twist and Bitters did this crazy margarita with prickly pear syrup.
Yep. It's good shit.
Never had prickly pear. Is that a bunch of
beer?
Texas Southern thing, right? Prickly pears?
I mean, if there's cactus, you can get it, but
that's a big thing out here, dude. They sell fucking prickly pear jam, prickly pear vodka, prickly pear syrup, fucking all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I did
it's like a sweeter.
Yeah.
It's like a sweeter sweetness to it.
I did a mezcal a couple of years ago and used that as one of the ingredients, and it came out pretty good.
Do y'all have a BJ's chain restaurant up there?
Yeah.
They have okay, done. Get past the food.
Yeah, don't eat the food.
Their sodas. Some of their home brewed sodas.
It's good shit.
They have home brewed sodas. Now with that being said, that would make me. I didn't like their beer. I did not think their beer was that good, and I thought their menu was not attractive.
No, so just go in there on a relaxed day, get yourself a wimpy little sandwich, but try to get as many sodas down.
You can always get wings, man. You can't mess up wings.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Sure you can.
Yeah.
At a restaurant, a place like that, you shouldn't mess up deep frying a wing. Just saying.
Yeah.
Colombian Coke number one. Colombian Coke is getting all kinds of love.
That is the best import out of Medellin.
Cheerwine. What about Cheerwine?
Cheerwine's good stuff, man.
I don't like it.
You don't like Cheerwine?
I like cherry Coke, but I do not like Cheerwine.
Cheerwine's not the same. It doesn't have the cola flavor. It's Cheerwine.
I never had it.
Really?
That Kakalaki sent that Cheerwine sauce, and like the tail end of it had. Yeah, the tail end had some tang to it, and that helped out a lot. But the front was like a lot of Cheerwine, and I was like, hey.
That shit tastes like fucking maraschino cherries.
Yeah, it's maraschino cherries.
Cherry
I hate maraschino cherries. That's what it is. Yep. There we go.
Exactly what it is, dude.
Yeah. Sorry, I know Owen, Damon. I just probably pissed you guys off, but I love you.
Cheerwine's good stuff, man. How you feel about fucking?
It's still very regional, and actually kind of with the world of social media, it make we've all seen like the Food That Built America, like in the Pepsi Coke wars, and how they bought up all these regionals, and the battle with Coke that someone else could use the name Coke, and they didn't own the name Coke. But yeah, that I'm glad to see that it's kind of coming back, and there are like micro soda breweries now, like that are. So that's pretty cool. I think it's cool that those are really things.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things fucking we do here during the holidays and shit. We make like holiday sodas. And I think last year we did a fucking spruce birch. That was pretty good.
Spruce birch.
So
yeah,
spruce
like so it's piney.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Hey, so
what's up, Grub?
So
hey, Grub.
Talking about we've been saying sodas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say sodas, right? Because but here in South Texas,
pop.
I want to say no, 90%. We say Coke for across the board.
Everything.
Hey, you want Coke? Yeah. Well, which kind? Yeah,
totally.
And then so as I got older, I stopped saying that. I go, you want soda? Okay, what do you want? Okay, I'm bringing you a Coke, not
Not
Coke, and then what do you? Yeah, Dr. Pepper.
As someone that grew up in Ohio, but then lived in southern West Virginia for 8.5 years and Myrtle Beach for 2, like I learned the best of both worlds. So now I just catch myself saying exactly the brand I want. Like, get me like a Mellow Yellow or get me a Pepsi, because I'm just so tired of like, oh, you said Pepsi or like you said soda. You said I don't give a shit. Just give me the damn Pepsi. Give me the Coke. Or like, we'll ask, like, do you have Pepsi or Coke products? And then that knows what we know what to ask for.
Speaking of region, how do you feel about Big Red, man?
The best.
I knew he was going to say that.
Big Red? Oh, is that the? Oh, I've seen that drink. That you can get that up here somewhere. Somehow the bootleg stores you can find Big Red.
You gotta try it one of these days, Tony.
I think I have before as a kid, and I don't remember liking it.
It's the sister soda to Dr. Pepper. They're in the same factory. It was Dr. Pepper.
Okay, yeah, and Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb is a big one up here too. Mr. Pibb.
Oh, my wife loves Pibb over Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
Mine
Mr.
too,
Pibb
man.
is a very boring, most bland, boring can of all time. The Pibb can.
They're so consistently bland, but the flavor I get, it's similar to Dr. Pepper, so homie don't play that one.
Anybody go to Appalachian Brewing Company ever? No.
Nope.
Have
you made sauce with Big Red? That's a good question.
Yes, I have a TikTok. Yeah, go look. No, but shut up. Go down there and you'll find it. You go find it. You can made a whole mason jar of it, and you can put it on whatever you want. I would stick to the pork products, peeps. Don't put it on your beef. So
that's something you only do once.
Chicken too. If it goes on pork, it goes on chicken. That's my rule.
Yeah, yes. Just wanted to make sure people didn't put it on
steak
on their beef and say, "What the hell is Nombre talking about? This is bullshit." Well, yeah
you got to disclose. Yeah, you get canceled because you didn't disclose everything.
Yeah,
I think if anybody on the Dude Network is going to get canceled, it'll be me, because I definitely have the Anthony Bourdain business plan. Y'all know what that is, right?
No, but I didn't last too long.
I have a funny connection to Anthony Bourdain next week, but go ahead.
So he was doing an interview one time, and they said, well, what's your model for your shows and your books and all that? He says, my business model is I don't really give a shit. I'll just go back to making eggs. He's like, I'll just go back to cooking fucking brunch like I did for fucking 20 years. Like, it seems like a solid plan to me.
I like it.
Like, I always got something to fall back on.
There's always.
I think Anthony Bourdain and Andrew Zimmerman, I would have loved to hang out with those guys. Those guys are, the food they try. Yeah, some of them didn't sound pleasing, but when they described it with an open mind, some of them were good. Something like Johnsy went through, I would probably pass.
Some of that's the experience, though. Is like, well, you're in the Netherlands and there's a fermented shark hanging outside. I kind of have to do it. I was fucking there. Like, I also don't want my kids to ever go, oh, you fucking pussied out, bro. Like, they'll never see that from me. I'll be like, yeah,
man. I have enough. I don't have any shame. So if I get labeled a pussy and I get out of something I really don't want to do, I'm like, fuck it. I don't care.
You gotta do it, man. You gotta do it.
That's why the Centennial Egg, even though like I did not do a good show, it was still like a big deal for me to get it to that point, to get it like actually inside of my mouth. Like,
I still think you should have made a sandwich out of them fucking things.
I should have done something, man. I should have just done like a smaller bite or something. I don't know.
Make some fucking deviled eggs out of them real quick.
Dude, that'd have been wild. Put some Fieldhouse mustard on there.
Fucking something. A little hot sauce.
I bet you if I would have put some of that devil's blood on it, that would have went well in my belly. That would have been a good.
That'd be fine. Ain't the way in you got to worry about, bro.
Yeah, from what you said, I'm glad it didn't go down. Actually, I'm glad my body's like, nah.
Like I said, man, it's just not that bad.
It was the texture. It was the texture.
I told you.
It was the texture. It was the texture. The smell wasn't even that rotten. I was expecting it to be like absolutely like disgusting smelling, and luckily it wasn't, because it would have been a longer time to get me to get to that point. Luckily, it was pretty
So
so you could avoid the smell. But like my throat, it literally just went like when it had that flavor and
hello.
Yeah, it was like
Sorry.
yeah, not letting you do it.
That
Tony,
wasn't the
so
only thing
now
I
that
got.
you said
Right.
hello, you said texture. So texture's your no go.
I think
go
the
when it comes to
texture smelled rotten. I wouldn't be able to do the surströmming. I don't do rotten. Anything that smells rancid, I gag. Like yeah, that. And then yeah, texture is also a big thing. Like I don't like cranberry like jelly. I don't like Jello a whole lot. Like I never was a big Jello shot guy. So yeah, like anything that's like rubbery and chewy and rancid are like no
We
thanks.
gotta get you some lutefisk.
And I told myself that because guys, Tony and I called each other yesterday and we were talking about his day, and there was a certain object he ate, and he's this object I ate. I was like, well, no, we eat that in our menudo or whatever, right? It was pig's feet, guys, pig's feet.
I mean,
And I
Schroeder's.
go, yeah, it can get gelatinous, just real, just so if it that chew, slimy ness is not your niche, that's gonna be a hard pill to swallow. So
Yep. I had pig's tail and pig's feet yesterday at a Michael Simon barbecue joint in Cleveland.
Nice.
Yeah,
The sauce was phenomenal, but whenever I was getting it out of my teeth, there was like that after flavor, and that was a no. Like, but it wasn't like gag worthy. It was just like an undesirable. It was undesirable. The texture wasn't terrible, but yeah, it was like in the sauce that I'm telling you guys. I was so happy that Maple's food was still so good because normally when you do like a big it's not a chain, but like a big commercialized like tourist attraction restaurant.
Yeah,
dude, the food was next level there.
Nice.
It was real.
That's
good.
one of the biggest things, dude. Like, all right, everyone's heard of Hell's Kitchen, right?
Yeah.
They have the same menu they've had for 20 years. It's literally the same shit over and over again, and it's kind of boring.
Rev, are you on the Burley show on your show?
You know it, dude.
I love it. I
just sent it to Tony.
Oh, you did.
I'm gonna send it to you too, bro. So, for those of you who don't understand what's going on right now, normally our illustrious co-host Johnsy, he bailed on us tonight.
Okay?
Yeah, he gave up the Dude Network for this evening. We're gonna vote and see if he's allowed to come back because he decided to go on the Burley Rage podcast instead of being here with us, his real brothers.
That's like, hi, Johnsy. Greetings from our live show. Oh God.
Now people stay with us, right? We don't want to have a WCW moment in the 90s. No.
But you can listen to a Burley Rage and Pillage podcast at any time on Apple Podcast.
I want to see if we can simulcast the shit where we get everybody on both podcasts at the same time.
Yeah. All I know is that Burley is going to have a blast with Johnsy. You guys know that, right? Like,
oh yeah.
He's gonna pick them apart like a sniper in the woods.
No.
No.
I just think Burley's going to bring out the best of Johnsy. I just think that's what's going to happen.
The only problem,
huh?
The only problem
there's gonna be a lot of
like being on with Burley and shit. He brings out the worst in me. Like, I toned the shit down for the Dude Network. Like, when I hang out with Burley and shit and we talk, dude, it's bad.
Dude, Burley is full send, dude. He is full send.
Dude, that's kind of who I am. I tone it down for y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it's you realize talking like that, like you think you're kind of like out there. You think you're a dude and all that other stuff, and
I did catch him that one time when he was on our show and he was asking the weird sexual habits of each state. And I'm like, oh, I got one. And he was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. When you get Burley to say that, that's saying something.
Yeah. I impressed myself on that one.
He's like, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There's the sidebar of us fucking with Johnsy during this show is awesome.
Yep.
By the way, let's get into. We have a bunch of comments over here. Let's
Little comment recap, bro.
yeah, a little comment recap. No sponsors. It's not Rev's thing. But I have wrote down soft drinks. I think we need a soft drink partner of Random Thoughts with the Rev. Just saying.
I got recipes, man. I got tons of them.
Nombre, wondering your Texas ideas on beef tongue cooking ideas.
Best tacos.
Who did you tell him to suck it? Did he just tell us to suck it? Did Johnsy just drop us the suck it sign?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, that's
so.
Language tacos,
guys. It's real easy. If you're not gonna do it outdoors, braise it for about an hour and a half. That will loosen the outer skin, and you peel off that outer skin. And then you get some consomme, whatever you want to get, some juices, put it back in there, another 3 or 4 hours till it's tender. You're talking about pull apart tongue tacos. So good. Another way to do it, if you want to smoke it outside, I would recommend you do a couple slices. Don't go too deep, just enough to break the top layer. Smoke it for a few hours, bring it in, let it put in some water, some flavor, and simmer it. Take that top layer skin off. That's some good eating right there too.
Tony just experienced what that consomme is for the first time in his life ever.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's crazy, like it's in that. And like I was telling, we were talking before the show. Like I had like that lime cilantro. I thought it was like the craziest shit since sliced bread, and it was so easy. And everyone's like, "Yeah, call that a Tuesday." And I'm like,
"Yeah."
Well, in Ohio, we don't get that shit up here in Caucasian land. All right, so
the land of Caucasus.
Yeah, the land of Caucasus, where you're born with an 850 credit
That one may be my baby, but that one
one has a credit score of 50 right now.
Pig jaws, that's another good, very fresh. We needed Tony and Nombre meetup. Well, that's probably going to happen. September 10th, opening weekend this year. Hopefully, the first ever TDN meetup is half as big as what the idea in my head is. But and speaking of, we had another question on that, and this is a good conversation piece. When is TDN going to do a USA stop tour?
The second you pay for it, bro.
Yeah, as I say, the second we get a private chartered jet to fly us all around.
I can get the plane. We just got to pay for it. Actually, I get the pilot. We got to pay for the plane.
Can't we? What's the guy's name? Can't he get an old chopper and just fly us around like the good old days? Can we get a decommissioned helicopter and have him fly us?
We could. It costs like $100,000.
How much?
About $100,000.
Is that up for to negotiate? But are you negotiating?
Government surplus, dude. After 100 or 1,000 flying hours, they decommission the aircraft. And then they got to take all the guns and shit off of it, but it's still an Apache or a Black Hawk helicopter.
That'd be fucking awesome. Can we talk
about
not
that great? They're not that great to fly in, bro. They're really uncomfortable.
Keep the guns.
But no, but wouldn't it be cool just to like hover over the town and like just scare the shit out of people?
It's only fun if you get to shoot the 50 or throw a hand grenade.
Dude, you can go anywhere out in the desert. You're in the desert, man. You're in the mountains. Just go find a mountain and launch some shit, dude. Just take it up with you. What happens? Someone comes after you. You go on the other side of the mountain. You drop the guns. Problem solved.
I don't think Tony quite understands how radar works.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah, it's like it works off of waves.
Hey, I'm in the land of Caucasus. Remember, we don't know much. We don't know much.
Like, you realize those like F-15s will blow you up before you realize.
Oh, I saw what they do to a balloon, man. That'll fuck us up.
Them A-10s. You know, you can buy a fucking a weather balloon, a hobbyist weather balloon, a 15-foot fucking one for like $150. You could launch your own spy balloon.
Well, apparently they watched it for a couple of days. It drifted to America.
I like how they sent out a bunch of like news reports that said, please do not fire upon the balloon. We are tracking it. Like, you can tell a bunch of rednecks not to shoot at stuff.
And so I don't know how big the news got up there, but we had a meteor hit in the South Texas area. I'm willing to donate. Chopper sends some money. It's freely going to, man.
Does anybody want to finance a trip to Afghanistan so we can get some Humvees and helicopters?
Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there.
Okay.
Nobody knows how to use them.
Ultimate Army surplus vehicle of choice. You could have everything. Anything. You can be, hey, you get one thing from the surplus store. You win. You want
a battleship. I want a battleship.
Okay. It's actually not terrible.
No, I'll take a Humvee.
Yeah, I was wondering if the Humvee.
Here's the thing. So when I was in the service, we had like first generation Humvees that didn't have any armor or any guns and shit on them. So it was up to us, the grunts in the field, to retrofit with shit we found. So we put like, 50 cals and saws and shit on ours and up armored them with steel plate. I learned how to do that shit in the field. So I just need a stock Hummer with nothing on it, and I'll take care of the rest.
6 days later in the forge, you're fully equipped, Rev.
Dude, I got a fucking welder, a grinder, and I'm crafty. All right.
And you got a forge. You can forge an ode you can put a massive harpoon on the front of that thing. Or the old shin busters sticking out from the hubs.
That's what my fucking Jeep looks like, dude. We welded up a fucking like hippie killer bumper, and it totally looks like a cattle guard from a fucking train.
we need a good one. Yeah. We need a good.
Or the Tap 150. I've always dreamed of owning a Tap 150.
I've always thought I thought the Humvee would be big. I need something a little more. I'm thinking a tank that also goes into the water, like one of those like tank water amphibious.
One of the amphibious vehicles.
Yeah, I want an amphibious vehicle so I can do everything.
They only go like fucking 2 knots in the water, and they only go like 20 miles on land.
I'm not trying to. I got all day to get there, Rev. I mean,
just saying. No, you know what a Tap 150 is?
Just think of how much more valuable 20 acres would be with that. Maybe it would take you all day to do a lap.
Just saying. So you know what a Tap 150 is?
No, but
the Italian army took a Vespa, like one of them little fucking scooters.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
And put a fucking Gustav fucking recoilless rifle on it. Basically a fucking bazooka strapped to the side.
Yes.
I want one
Tap
of
150.
I'm trying to pull it up.
It's a fucking Vespa with a
a fucking Vespa 150 Tap, dude. Okay, hang on. I want to pull it up here for everybody so they can.
Oh, it's a moped with a freaking cannon.
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah, share screen. All right. All right, you ready? Look at this thing. Yeah, Rev wins.
Man.
Yeah. The anti-tank scooter, bro. Let's go. Could you imagine the dumb bastard that had to go around sneaking around, dodging bullets in that Vespa, trying to get a bazooka off to take out a tank, and that was your job?
Like it's designed where you can take the bazooka off and fire it, but they also rigged it up so while you're riding it, you can fire it.
Did you share that?
Right here. That's what it's showing right here on the right. Like there's like a shoulder strap right here, bro.
You gotta.
Hey, did you share it to the screen? Share it to the screen, Tony, so the people
can see it.
No.
Oh
no,
my bad.
There you. It's about to load.
My bad. I'm sitting there looking at it the whole time. I was like, yeah, well, right here.
I want one of those.
Yeah, everyone's like, I'm sitting there thinking everybody was hit share the screen. Yeah, Damon, I know. I missed. Yeah, I know.
You know what? Damon is also watching the Burly Rage podcast too.
Yeah, I got off of it because I don't want to ruin my internet. Yeah, so I'm still a limited stream. I'm still
turncoats.
Yeah, stop streaming. Right, cool.
If that ain't Southern engineered vehicle, then I don't know what is.
Matt
I
just
want
has,
one of those, and I want to put a sidecar on it for my kids so I could take that to the fucking school pickup line.
you know what else would be cool? A full-out carrier boat. Man, it's like its own world, dude. Like, there's so much space for activities in those things. You could
Yeah,
have.
but you need so many people to fucking keep them operational, dude.
I'm not saying it needs to be operational. I'm trying to convert that bitch into like multiple living rooms.
Like, you're gonna fucking put that on, like, that's your new trailer? That's your new
Put it
double
on
wide?
land. I mean, you live in a trailer court. Why can't I live in an airplane carrier?
Sure, knock yourself out, man.
I mean, I feel safer in that in a tornado or a typhoon than anything else that might hit this shit show of a situation we got going on.
If it is a typhoon, you'll just float away.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, bring on that tsunami, like whatever the hell the tidal wave. Like, I'm fucking ready.
Those are my next thing, man. I want to build a boat, and I'm working on an airplane. So I'm gonna have like the white trash fucking like Armada. It's gonna be beautiful.
I'm curious what it would cost to buy a decommissioned carrier.
You're talking like millions and millions of dollars, bro.
So what do they do if they don't sell them? Just set them sit there and rot, or do they actually pay to keep
No,
them?
the target practice.
Some of them go to dummies, but a lot of them, they get fucking taken apart. I mean, it's steel. It's concrete. Like, they bust up the concrete, and then they take all of the serviceable equipment out, and then they start chopping it up for steel. You know, one of the biggest steel harvesting things right now is?
Rebel tracks.
It's only in Ohio.
Sunken World War II planes and ships.
Well, that's
Okay.
hard because now they became the Rees.
That's one of the problems they're having, but do you know why? It is the
type
only
of metal?
No, it's the only steel in the world that hasn't been irradiated. It has different radiation levels because they sank before the fucking atomic bomb got dropped. So that steel is used for different things that can't have certain radiation levels in it. So they literally have to go dive and harvest steel from battleships and planes and shit.
Well, that's an interesting day in life right there.
Can you imagine that's your job?
That's random thoughts of the Rev in a nutshell, folks.
Yeah.
Look it up. That's the thing, man.
He goes,
Like,
look it up. He goes, Google me, bitch.
Go ahead.
He's like, I ain't lying. And said,
China steel now. Yeah.
did y'all capture some of the XFL last weekend?
I know Rev did. I'm with the XFL, Rev.
No.
Not my thing, man.
It's the Extreme Football League. I think it's going to suck like every other football league, Nombre. Like,
It was pretty good.
It's just not good football, man. There's not enough talent there to make it like. There's just going to eventually be like a 9-6 ball game, and it's going to suck.
Yeah.
How about the Extreme Slap League? That shit is hilarious. I love watching
yeah,
that
buddy.
shit, dude.
We do.
Yeah, buddy.
Speaking of Slap League, next Friday's guest is a female professional MMA fighter, so that's going to be freaking awesome.
I'm gonna miss that one.
Sad.
You can watch it on
We
YouTube
could.
at any point in time, though, Nombre, as well as everybody else.
That's
does.
right.
If you like it, you'll give it a like, you'll give it a share. And if you don't follow me, hopefully you follow the Dude Network. Like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, because I had the subscribe button pressed and the notification button on.
Look at that. Notifications would be even better if you're really feeling froggy, everybody.
So would you let Ronda Rousey beat the shit out of you if you got to nail her?
No, I don't find her
No.
attractive.
No.
She looks like fucking Sloth off the Goonies, dude, when you put a mouthpiece in her.
That's not what you'd be putting in her, bro.
Yeah, but she looks like it. Have you ever seen the thing where it looks like, hey, you guys, and it's running around?
That's her face when she got kicked in the head by Holly Holmes.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Holly Holmes ruined that woman's career, man. Like, you're talking about someone that was on top of the world. Like, life's a plane until you get kicked in the face, right, Rev?
Y'all didn't know me before, but I called that fight the year just prior. Dude, like I had it in my Facebook history. It's like Holly Holmes versus Ronda Rousey. That's where it needs to happen. A whole like year and 2 weeks later, they meet up and she fucking. I was like, oh, I fucking called it.
I remember that first round.
Money on that, bro.
It was like I actually went to a house it was the last pay-per-view I think I went to go watch, and I already was like on UFC. And someone guy's like, I bought it, man. Just come over and drink beer. And I'm like, no problem. Go over there. She gets knocked out in the first round and it's over. And I'm like, so what do we do now? And they're like, well, I guess it's over. And I'm like, yeah, this is why I don't do this shit.
I mean, it's 11 o'clock Texas time. So when that put that midnight for you?
This is when Tony was still bacheloring it up. I was just getting You gotta think the Holly Holmes, dude, that's been like 7-8 years ago when that happened.
Yeah.
Well, how long you been married, Tony?
5.5 years.
You better get that right. It's on the internet forever.
Yep. I did think it was 6 earlier today, and I had to do this. But if you're going to guess higher, you know.
Well, it's simple for me because I just add 1 year to my son's age, my oldest son. So like this year, he's going to be 11. That means we've been together 12. So
nice.
Yeah. That is legit.
Better do something nice.
Well, we've been together 13, but married 12.
Yeah. Congratulations.
She's the only brave one to put up with my BS.
I was gonna say, yeah, she's just pot committed at this point, and life's just easier with you than without you.
Sorry, man.
Hey, we're all in that same boat, dude. I mean, we're not sitting there talking trash. I mean, it's just life. You know?
I'm the life of the party. I think I like to say I make her laugh.
That part ahead of I always want to go to one of your guys' birthday parties for the kids down there. Them things look lit.
Tony's never been to like a Mexican anything, has he?
I want to so bad. Man. I just want to drink tequila and dance. Like, that's all I want to do.
I would pay to watch fucking Tony that drink tequila.
I got a little bit of moves. I'm not
okay. Now that we're talking about tequila, this is my thoughts. There's tequila to mix with, and there's tequila to shoot straight with.
Yeah.
And I was explaining to some of my friends, hey, I got 1,800. Let's make some margaritas. It's like, no, let's take shots. If you want to make a margarita, go get some tequila, whatever. Something, man.
Real quick shout out. Tony, this girl life says 42 years of marriage. How about that?
Nice.
That's awesome.
Jesus Christ, bro. I'm only 35. I'll be 36 this year.
Yeah, this girl life. Sorry that you're one step away from the AARP card, bro.
You're getting retirement letters already?
Amazing. 42 million is amazing. Yeah, the Cat Williams skit on the Mexican party, like that's what I wanted. I want to know if that's true. I want to test that theory.
I mean, there's more kegs than kids.
I'm down. I'm already down. When's your kid's birthday party? Nombre? I'm coming down. Uncle Tony's coming down.
The Tio who's gonna be dancing drunk by himself in the corner. The Tia is passed out with her shoes off on like 3 chairs.
Second marriage, 42 years. Shit.
Nice.
Hey, you know, if you first don't succeed, try again, baby.
Hey, I'm on my second, dude. I'm on number 2, so
I'm on my first and last. I can tell you that. With or without it, it's the last.
I dated so much.
We've had that talk, so I'm not talking out of school. Never cut your wife off when she asks, "Would you ever remarry?" and then interrupt and say, "Hell no!" Like, not a good look. Never got a good look. Just remember.
I tell my wife, if I die, you spend all the life insurance money on the boys and yourself, and then you start dating. No. I don't want no fucking dickhead to come and take up all the money.
Yeah.
See, I have it a little differently though, man, because I got older kids from my first marriage and shit, and I got brothers I've known for like 20 years. Like, if I die in a car accident tonight, my homies will be at the house making sure the kids are straight and shit. The wife already knows that.
Yeah.
Like, she still has to deal with the brothers and the family and shit.
Yeah. Oh man.
Life.
So what else we talking about? Now that I'm the bald bastard, we got the nickname going there. What's it called? What's it called?
The Pelon Cabron.
The Pelon Cabron.
Cabron.
No,
Cabron.
Cabron.
LeBron.
Yeah, say it white for him, Nombre. Translate it. Translate it.
Cologne Cabron.
There you go.
Cologne Cabron.
Cologne Cabron. Polone Cabrone.
Okay, don't ask but not baloney.
Hey, I'm all about fusion.
Sure. Whatever you say, Whitey.
Yo, Whitey. No. Oh, shit.
Tony, tequila, going back to tequila before we get off it, what is your tequila go-to if you're a tequila fan?
I like a blue agave tequila. Yeah, a good. I am not much of a tequila guy. Obviously I drink the bourbon, but I have been privileged to. One of the best tequilas I've had here lately was a lightly oak aged flavored, like an aged tequila. That was pretty freaking solid. That was really good.
Like
Tequila with some oak mixed in. That was really good. That was something a little different. Yeah, so, I know. They're bad. They're bad, Ray. They're bad.
Johnsy can clip this. Patron is not that good.
It's garbage.
No,
it was made famous because of rappers.
Yes. That shit fucking drunk college kids do shots with, dude. It's fucking garbage.
It's like when we had a shot of tequila. And tu quieres patron? Like, no, we want top shelf. We want something else better than that shit,
Yeah, I mean, the best tequilas I've had, I don't even remember the names of them. I know that.
Yeah.
And if he did, he can't pronounce them.
Probably not.
Jesus, pick on the poor Tony, aren't we?
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I can help it. I'm trying to culture myself as quickly as possible.
That's what we're here for, Nombre.
Yeah. Hey, so this is why we don't have any other dudes from Ohio. I know Ohio. I am Ohio. We need to expand that.
Funny story, Rev. So Tony would call in BS, and I'm just going, this full on conversations, and I'll throw in some Tex-Mex or just Spanish, and Tony's like, yeah. Well, one day my wife was next to me, and I told Tony something. She's so stupid. He didn't know what you said. Oh, he was like, yeah. What did you say? I was like, oh, okay, my bad.
Hangover cures. Go. Mine is prevention. Drink 2 glasses of water, big as possible, before you go to bed, and they'll help out immensely. But
you don't want to know mine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, mine is honestly like a steaming hot shower, lots of water, an ibuprofen, and like be active. Like, just keep moving, man. Like, I don't know. I don't really have a good one that if it's bad in the morning, like, I'm done. Mine is if I don't prevent it the night before by drinking water, it's pointless.
I'm kind of like Tony, more of the preventive. I'll probably drink a 6-pack, drink some water, go to bed. I'll eat some candy because then you're right. You're already dehydrated. Your sugar levels are down. You're up and down on your hydration levels. So, the sugar can, do a big world of difference.
So I got 12 years clean and sober today. I was actually talking about this.
How many? Today's year 13?
12.
Congratulations, dude. Happy anniversary.
And we were talking about this with some of the other sober homies. And they're like, what'd you do in the mornings, man? What was the hangover cure kind of shit, right? And for me, it was about 6 Roxy's, a whole brass monkey, and then a pint of whiskey, and then walk to work and then do some Columbia's finest before anybody else got there. That was the hangover cure.
You take the downers, then you take the upper, you end Up on the upper. It's just basic science. I mean, legally, yeah. Back in my days of wildness, I never got drunk because I had to do a lot of coke.
Saying.
Yeah. Like, you could drink. That's what I love about coke, man, and that's why it's so addictive. You can party like a fucking rock star. So that's why we do not condone that behavior. I remember that, man. You just you'd go in, you felt like you just like it right out of your body. Like it went straight down and right out, like did not absorb. Yeah. Though, so okay, yeah, we went down
Yeah,
that rabbit
like
hole.
mine's horrible. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend what I did either.
Dude, people are like, that did not go where I planned. I thought that'd be some
Yeah.
legit.
T. Carmack, how did that go?
Hope you're not taking
Wait,
notes on
hey,
that.
bump of Viagra, chug a Pedialyte. Let's go.
Hey, yeah, get that blood flow going, man. Get
No,
that-
Oh man.
So, Nombre, you was talking about tequila. So, where do you stand, tequila or mezcal?
What do you stand at?
I'm tequila more.
Yeah.
What do you
You ever
go
have
for?
like straight fucking mezcal from south of the border, dude?
I want to double. No, I don't want to say I haven't.
I just remembered the best.
Not
tequila.
from the. Maybe I have. I don't know. I wasn't hardcore like y'all, but I did some things younger. So
So Rev, I actually
you
had
got
some.
an Eho who brought you something.
I actually got to try some bathtub tequila that someone from up here, their family from Mexico, they make it and it's really, really good. And he gave my one buddy a mason jar, but it wasn't moonshine, it was tequila, like aged, like it was brown tequila. And it was the best tequila I ever had in my life. And the guy said his mom and dad made it in like bathtub.
That's because it's not tequila.
Probably not. I don't know what happened. It was delicious.
well, no, it's bread, fruits.
No, it wasn't brandy.
Got chicken hanging in the top of the still.
No, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know the process. I was told it's tequila, and it was freaking amazing. It came straight from his mom and dad's. Like,
if you dig distilling and shit, dude, you have to look up how mezcal is made because there's all kinds of amazing ingredients and different procedures and shit. Like some of them actually hang like fucking hog jowls or like chickens in the still during the distillation process.
that's crazy.
And then technically, for it to be tequila, it needs to be some region of Mexico.
Yeah,
It needs to be made.
There's tequila, Mexico. Isn't that the name of the city?
No.
It has to be made from the hearts of blue agave. It has to be made in a certain region of Mexico. It's like fucking champagne. Like champagne is only made in Champagne, France. Everything else is sparkling wine. Just like bourbon is only made in America, and like anywhere else, it's not bourbon because it's regionally specific. So if it's not in that specific Mexican state, it's not tequila, it's mezcal. So like
rules of bourbon annoy me.
It's the same shit. So like
it's stupid. It's like, oh, Kentucky has done everything possible. Like, no, this is ours. It's ours.
So
can't have
most of the tequila is made in Jalisco, Mexico.
Yeah, there you go.
And there's some smaller outskirts, but in that region. And for it to be called tequila, it needs to come from those 5 authorized states in Mexico.
Hey, Mr. Caucasian knows how to spell Jalisco. Jalisco. Let's go.
Yeah, fun fact, that was our school fight song. Just the Americanized. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Jalisco. Jalisco. Let's go.
Yeah. It's like all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. So like all tequila is mezcal, but not all mezcal is tequila.
Like bourbon, the rules are grain bill's got to be 51% at least corn, a virgin American oak barrel.
Charred new American oak barrels.
Yeah, it can't be anything reused. That's what people hate Cleveland whiskey, but technically it's bourbon because they put it in virgin oak barrels for 6 months and then they wrap it. But guess what?
It's still bourbon. Still counts. 51%.
And this is everybody. Oh, that's why I like them. That's really why I fell in love with Cleveland whiskey because I love the process.
What's really cool is if you go to some of the other regions in Mexico and have their mezcal and shit, they use different ingredients because of what's regional there. You know, it's same shit like moonshine in America where, you know, you could have predominantly like grain mash bills that have like rye or barley or whatever because it's central to that location. Apparently, Nombre's been imbibing in some of that.
So So, would you say is there a common denominator ingredients?
It's more about the technique and the people making it than it is the ingredients. Because for you to make mezcal, you have to be a mezcalero. It's kind of a lot of it's definitely.
I know a lot of culeros. Oh wait,
Yeah.
never mind.
not that kind, bro.
Oops,
Yeah,
sorry.
those guys.
For it to
Go
be
ahead.
actually like tequila, you have to like shuck and roast the piñas from the center of the agave plant before fermentation. Right? That's how tequila in like those regions, like Jalisco regions of Mexico are. But in other regions, they use like different parts of the cactus. They use what's around, and you get really interesting flavor complexes in that grain bill because it's not grains, obviously.
So it's like the American brandy, like it's whatever you
Sort
got.
of, yeah, like Appalachian brandy, where they'll use, pawpaws or apples or whatever is in season kind of shit.
Yeah, I need to find. There are some pawpaws around where I'm at. I need to find a tree.
Makes great booze, bro.
Pawpaws are good. Pawpaws are actually really good.
Yeah,
it's like the fruit that no one knows America has. Is a pawpaw.
Yeah. Some of us know.
I'm guilty.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
They made it a big deal on moonshiners. It grows around like creek banks. It's like it's like an Appalachian tropical plant that it grows like it's got like I don't even know a tree, but I think it's got like waxier leaves on it. I think
Yeah,
and it looks like every bit of a tropical plant, but it lives in the like region 3, 4, and it's big in the Appalachian Mountains, and you find them around like very moist areas like creek banks and creek bottoms and stuff like that.
So,
but they make killer. If you watch moonshiners, they use pawpaw because it's free. It's a fruit they can harvest off the land, not have to pay for. Because in the bootleg world, your fruit is your most expensive ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
Good fresh fruit anyway, unless that's why you see banana brandy a lot. It's affordable. Apple brandy a lot. It's affordable. But pawpaw is like all effort because you have to go climb up the trees. You got to pick them. You got to clean them. You gotta cut them.
What would you describe it? What family? What?
You ever have a star fruit?
Star fruit? Okay.
It's kind of along those lines. It's definitely has more tropic citrus notes.
Here, I'll try this again with the whole. We'll pull up a pawpaw.
All right, Tony's gonna end the live broadcast right now because he's farting around with the computer again.
No,
don't think we forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That was bad. That was real bad.
But yeah, that's kind of the thing, the variations of like we have bourbon and whiskeys in America, and in Mexico it's mezcal and the different variations on that.
So yeah. All right, yeah, we're gonna not end the show here. I know we're getting close to end time here, so
yeah.
Event, share screen. Pawpaw fruit, share. All right, now is it sharing this now?
No.
Okay, so yep.
Where's Johnsy when we need him?
Yep, there he goes. There. It's loading.
So right here's where it looks like Nombre.
Oh, it looks like a jacked up avocado.
Sort of. Doesn't taste
like a mango. Yeah, like mango, avocado. Like it's got like a really like waxy mango like skin on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you cannot eat. It's not like an apple. You can eat that. You
gotta peel them and shit.
Yeah, but yeah, there are pawpaw. Now they're more. Ohio's the northern part of their region. West Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee. You'll find a lot more pawpaw trees. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think Kentucky. There's a lot of them in Kentucky too. Kentucky's another one. So, yeah. Hey, we're getting the hang of this whole share screen though. Look at that.
Was that plant like crossbred or naturally grown?
That is indigenous to the Americas, man.
And another fruit, the quince tree, is another indigenous fruit.
What?
Quince. Oh. It's a very bitter apple pear. It's a very bitter, like it leaves like a residue on your teeth when you eat it, and but it's really sour. But so a recipe, I guess, in our family, Rev, is quince bread. I guess my great aunt Texie that was from Beckley, West Virginia, her family, and they had I grew up with a quince tree in our backyard. That's why I know about it. Only one around, and when it died, like there's no. Well, when I say it died, my dad cut it down and set all the pieces on fire, so that kind of pretty much did that. But it grew up on its own. It was like a wild quince tree that was a small sapling that ended up on the backside of the brush pile, like ended up being like this massive quince tree. But yeah, it was like a very, like you'd bite into it and you'd rip out like a whole chunk, like because you didn't want to bite. It would rip your gums up if you bit like your teeth. So you'd get your teeth in there and like pull out a whole piece, and it would leave like a residue on your teeth. But it's really sour, really bitter. But I guess when you cook it down, it made a really good bread. Or quince jelly, a jam jelly, an Appalachian. Everything's jam, jellies, preserves. Like so.
If you want to try some without having to go through all that effort, next time you're in the grocery store, go to the international section, and they sell quince jams and shit.
Do they?
In the British section because of the fucking import.
You'll have a British section?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never found the British section.
Absolutely, dude. We got wine gum.
All we have is the Asian and Mexican. That's all we got over here.
Man, you guys are horrible.
Yeah, is it terrible? Like, okay, so up here, I call it the Mexican section, but we have a big Guatemalan, so I call it the Latino section. Is that offensive? I need to know these things. If I say,
I don't know, we got Mexicans here, bro.
I don't know. I mean, we have them up here too, but we also have a lot of Guatemalans. I feel like if I say, "Oh, I found it in the Mexican section," I'm being offensive to the Guatemalan.
Well, because where's Guatemala again? On my geographic self.
Central.
Where's your map, dude?
Yeah, why are you so aggressive? Jesus.
It's still Latin America. Pan America, Latin America, whatever you want to call it.
You know how Andrew Dice Clay divides us up, right? So
if it's Andrew Dice Clay, it's going to be funny.
So Andrew Dice Clay says that, like, in California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, y'all are Mexicans. Florida, you're Cubans. New York, New Jersey, and Philly, they're all Puerto Ricans. There you go.
But again, Ohio's left out.
By the sound of it, y'all are going to be burned to a crisp pretty soon, so you might want to move out to the trailer park, bro.
The damage is done. Deer Mountains, bring on the blizzard.
Saying. Nobody's still trying to figure out where Guatemala is on the map.
No, I found it.
It's like just above South America, right? Like it's close to the South America side of Central America.
Yeah, it's on the very south side, but it says Guatemalans are the 6th largest population of Hispanic origin. Yeah, you would. I wouldn't say Latino.
Say Hispanic.
Yeah.
I don't want to degrade the Mexican population.
You're not gonna defend nobody. Like the Cubanos, those are Latinos. Dominican Republic Latinos.
Dude, you said Cubano. I just had a barbecue-bano sandwich yesterday. Yeah. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, not the band Bono, but no, it's Cubano.
I'll ban Bono. Bono needs to be banned and canceled badly.
And then, so you have Guatemala, and then I know where El Salvador, right? Salvador.
Yeah.
Okay, well they're not. They're like, we're Salvadorian, straight up. Like, yeah, that's it. We're Salvadorian, but they speak Spanish, right? It's a little funny down there on their own thought process. But Google states that they're more of a Hispanic heritage than Latino.
So. Okay. Well, if they're down there close to like South America, they might even have like some Portuguese influence being that close to Brazil.
Well, so you have Argentina
like
right
way
next to
back
Brazil.
Down the line, there might be like the difference in like the dialect because it might have some Portuguese.
Yeah, so Brazil is Portuguese, but right across it is Argentina. It's Spanish.
Brazil's the only Portuguese-speaking country in South America, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So I'd be white. I know a thing or two.
So if y'all ever want to watch a fucked up documentary,
always
watch something called Colonia Dignidad in Argentina.
Colonia Dignidad?
In Argentina, yes.
That's just gonna be a fucking little porno or something. You
It's not.
Oh, I'm gonna go search it and fucking some nasty ass shit.
But it's fucking brutal.
Oh man, I don't know.
So, are you looking it up, Tony?
No. I ain't gonna be able to spell that. Come on, dude. You're
So
lucky to get Jalisco. Said it right.
So what that is, after World War II, there was something like 100,000 Nazis that fled occupied Europe and made their way to Argentina.
Oh, what's it called? The Third Reich. Like the whole like Hunting Hitler series led them to Argentina, and the shit they uncovered. That was the craziest, most real, like
Yeah,
that
with
was
Tim Kennedy and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, the Hunting Hitler series on that real quick before you finish that statement was the craziest docuseries on reality TV I've ever seen because they uncovered so much shit.
That shit's still on YouTube or on Hulu if you fucking get a chance to watch it.
Okay, text me the.
I'm telling you, it's the best reality show of all time.
So one of the things that they explore, Tim Kennedy goes in and they find this place called Colonia Dignidad. There's an entire movie and then another documentary about it also.
Is that where it ended? Where the trail ended because it was that secret?
Okay. This is way worse. So Joseph Mengele, the doctor at Auschwitz who was experimenting on everyone, escaped Nazi Germany. So Argentina was a fascist dictatorship, right?
Yes.
So that's how they got away with all this.
They were Nazi sympathizers, is the official term. Yeah.
So they proved that he fled to Argentina and set up a new compound, and that's what that is. So there were a bunch of.
Was that the one on the lake? That was like tucked away on the lake.
Yeah. This was the one that had the hospital and shit in it.
Okay. Yeah, they were doing all the experiments and shit.
Exactly. That's what that place was. And what the deal was, to keep the fascist dictator in power, they'd have a bunch of rebellions that would start to rise up and shit. And then all of these people would disappear and no one would fight the dictator anymore. And it turned out that Joseph Mengele and his team carried on their experimentations on all of the dissidents who were against the fascist dictator, and that's why he got away with it. And there's an entire documentary about it.
And that's why the dictator gave them all that free land and funds to create the Third Reich. Yeah, that was so Rev, after that series, do you think Hitler escaped to Argentina?
Yeah.
I think so. I think they actually proved it. Like they brought in like some crazy like PIs and like
I'm lost. I thought he committed suicide.
No, here's the thing.
No, I'm telling you, conspiracy or not, they back this up with like it is a 2 or 3 season. You and the missus are always into binge watching. I'm telling you right now, if you're into history,
I just sent it to you, bro.
Yeah, this will change your entire outlook on how we were taught how World War II ended. Because they're saying like the guy, like they break in like the corpse they found that was claimed to be Hitler. And they actually got proof that the guy was like 6 inches shorter, taller than like it wasn't even as like close to the same body type as Hitler.
Well, and they did DNA testing and proving that it was a 35-year-old woman and not even a man.
Holy shit! Can you? So he had like a whole separate family down there.
They found underground tunnels. They found 3 alternative routes for him to leave the country,
get out of the bunker and shit when nobody was looking, like underground.
They went in there and they found him, and then they went down. Yeah, they found like nannies that when like that were like maids at these high-end resorts, which
they look like the Berchtesgaden, dude. They have like huge swastikas and shit and the whole 9 yards. Oh yeah,
dude. Yeah.
So the series I just sent you, dude, you got to watch it. So they took a bunch, an FBI team, a fucking one of our anti-terrorist teams, all these guys who were retired. Tim Kennedy, the special forces operator, brought his team with him and shit, and they went and investigated all of this shit.
Tim Kennedy?
Yeah. That dude was a Green Beret in Iraq.
I know. Yeah. I know his background.
He's on the show. He's on that documentary, dude.
Holy shit.
I'm so mad I missed 10 seconds of that conversation. I'm so mad.
He was just telling me the background of the support they had to investigate.
And they had like,
so you watched UFC, right? He said that Tim Kennedy and his group were there.
Yeah,
Tim Kennedy
absolutely.
killed that.
Like
Yeah,
when you
Tim
watch
Kennedy.
it, you're gonna be like, "That's fucking Tim Kennedy."
Yeah, it's Tim Kennedy.
Yeah, can you imagine his blood is still strong there in South America, bro?
Dude, when you go there, they literally have like the Fourth Reich, and there's
the Fourth Reich. I'm sorry, the Third Reich was the one. I'm sorry.
Tim Kennedy went on the Joe Rogan podcast and is talking about the shit you don't see in the documentary, and like he'd go into these people's houses and shit, and they're like blonde-haired, blue-eyed dudes who are speaking like fucking Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And the Argentinian dialects in Spanish and shit, but they're literally like 100% Aryan, blue-blooded fucking Nazis, and they have like shrines and shit.
Yeah,
like,
there was so much influence of like Nazi Germany post World War II down there.
Yeah,
and
you know how like we talk about like our grandfathers and shit being in World War II and all that. Tim Kennedy's talking about, he go in these people's houses and they're talking about like these guys who were Wehrmacht infantry guys and officers, and they have like plaques and fucking swastikas and iron crosses and all this shit, the same way we talk about our grandparents going to World War II and shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, watch the fucking documentary, dude.
Nombre, I'm telling you, dude, it's epic. The thing I was talking about before I froze up was they literally had this like old Tia, in there, and she used to work on as a room cleaner, a maid, a housemaid, or something like that at one of these. And she literally pointed out they had a picture, and it was like she gave it to Tim Kennedy, and like
it's like her and like Hitler and his kids.
Yeah, and like they did like a face analysis of picture like with the modern technology, and they were like within like 98% match, was able to match up to Hitler's face because of like his facial structure and the dude.
Like
at the end of that show, they sat down with like the top investigators of like either the CIA or the FBI with their new findings.
Yeah, so they had the retired head of the counterterrorist team.
Yeah,
for the CIA was the guy who started all this shit. And that's who tapped Tim Kennedy to be on the show, and a bunch of anti-terrorism like agents who are retired and shit. And they took all their findings to the head of the FBI and went, "Would you reopen this case?"
And he goes, "Yes," and I would probably come to the conclusion with what you guys did.
Yeah,
like with what the evidence you're presenting me right now, he goes, "I would be convinced that he did have a legit chance of leaving Germany."
Yeah,
freaking nuts.
Like, dude, like they even found like there was like streets that he had that can be converted into emergency runways. And they're like, "Oh, this is what it is now." And they're like, "Well, hang on, let's look at the trees." And they went back to a photo of those streets in World War II. Yeah, Hitler had all the fucking trees cut down on that street so he could like come out the Capitol building and a plane up in the air gone. He like, turned he knew he was losing. And there they found like he had like 6 things, escape routes planned in advance, one thing. Yeah. So that's like he wouldn't give up. He was trying to plan his escape with his guys.
Yeah, and what they did was like the Autobahn, the huge freeway in Germany.
Yeah.
One of the routes from the bunker took him to like this fucking hangar that was like right outside the Autobahn. So all they had to do was take out a fence and they could literally hop in a plane and then fly it on the freeway.
So, man, who was the president? Truman? Franklin D. Roosevelt?
Well, that would have been FDR. Truman kind of came in when we beat Germany, but we had to take care of Japan is when Truman.
Like, where was the homework? I guess we didn't have the support that we have now, but
well, here's the thing. What people don't realize is, so there were 2 sets of Allied forces in World War II, and the U.S. was part that took over the Berchtesgaden in the fucking Alps and shit. The Russians ended up taking over Berlin and where the Hitler bunker is. So we didn't actually have access to that for months.
Okay.
And like when we got to the Berchtesgaden, it's this huge mansion and palace and shit in the fucking Alps. And we got there, there's nobody there.
Like there was all the roads to get up there, right?
Yeah.
Now that was like Easy Company that actually made it up there first, right?
Yeah.
Like on Band of Brothers. Okay, yeah, that was for anybody watching. We're talking about like this is where Band of Brothers like they finally reached the peak. They're doing IO Silver in a way, taking the final run up the hill to beat the Rush.
And they got no resistance. There was like fucking drivers, chauffeurs, and butlers and maids and shit, and that was it.
They went in there. They went in the building and like
so the Russians were the first ones to identify that's Hitler, or like it sounds funny, but when Saddam Hussein was finally brought down, I'm pretty sure Obama's like, send me a picture. I need to let me see him. Let me see him dead.
So when we found Saddam Hussein, he was inside a fucking bunker underground, and this private from the 10th Mountain Division is the one who found him. Just some fucking swinging dick infantry guy, right?
He said something like
nothing fancy. And then we ended up
like, how can I buy you? Like, he like offered to pay the guy off, didn't he?
Yeah, but like, and once they had him in custody, they went through this bunker and shit. He had like $1 million in fucking counterfeit cash, and it was like, none of it was, and it was bad counterfeits. Like you could look at it and tell.
But he's like, "You will take this money," and they're like, "Yes, sir."
And that was the thing. There was a bounty on the head of Saddam Hussein that the U.S. government had that said if you find him, you get like $1 million. So this fucking private gave $100 to 1 million infantry guys.
Oh, really?
He ended up splitting all the money with fucking the entire infantry. So like everybody got like $100.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I would put that in a little frame.
Yeah, I'd frame that fucker too.
That's blood money on that. So don't fuck with me.
Don't ever. I don't care how bad things get. That money stays. With
that one. Although, would you play the lottery with it? Because it was dumb luck that they found him.
Yeah, I think that's about as lucky as you can. I think if you hit the lottery by being a 10th Infantry member and finding Saddam Hussein in a fucking wormhole, that's about what it was.
Do you understand?
He's like looking straight up at him, like, "Hi."
Do you understand where the 10th Mountain Division is? Because the 10th Infantry is from Fort Drum, New York, in the mountains, and they found him in the desert.
How the hell did that happen?
They got called up. It's a rotation.
Yeah.
They were like, "Well, this
y'all
sucks.
Next, pack your bags." Yeah.
Hey, the mountains win again, Rev. The mountains win again.
I'm telling you, bro. Telling you.
There's all details. We went 8. Hey, I think we're
about that time.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, international show, Grubs and the Taste for the Love of Q. We got someone from Australia and South Africa on the show. So we're going to have 3 countries, 1 show tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern.
What? And don't forget about Texas.
Johnsy, who's going to be good enough to come back over here to the Dude Network.
We'll see. We'll vote on that, see if he's allowed to.
Yeah, we'll vote. See if the tribe is spoken by Sunday. But we got Cooking with Rye coming on for another foodie show. That's an absolute monster on YouTube. Awesome guy, really good cook, and he's definitely a foodie. So definitely want to tune into that one. And Big K will also be in studio with us tomorrow night. I keep forgetting about that. Big K's coming up for a cooking collab. So Big K will be right here with us tomorrow night as we go fully international. So that'll be fun. 2 in studio guests in like 1 month. That's kind of weird, but hey, we're killing it. So
nice.
And anybody that wants to come out and visit, that's a creator and wants to do some collabing, we have the Dude Network Inn set up, which is a shitty bed, but you do have your own bathroom downstairs. So
there you go.
Hit me up.
So. No, but Rev, I appreciate the invite. I love the interesting stories you're bringing forth, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, always fun stories. That's for sure.
Glad to have you, man.
I'm intrigued on that World War II Hitler stuff.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, don't start until you got time. Don't start.
Yeah. I told my wife.
We watched it in like 3 days, dude. That was the only thing that was on the flat screen.
It's one of them shows that's so riveting and interesting that you can't stop. You stay up till 4 a.m. because you just can't like not watch the next episode. Like
you can't
sleep because you're wondering.
When you're done, you come back on the show and we'll do a whole episode about World War II and that shit.
I tell you,
All
we need to
right.
get. Hey, I'm Rev, Alyssa's dad. Big into that one, and he's an Army vet too. You know, he was over on the Berlin Wall, and
You Checkpoint Charlie.
we might have to get him. Dude, that guy, he's read some. He's like you, man. He's done some deep dives on that one. I think that would be a wild. That would be a wild one.
Random thoughts with Rev. World War II. Did Hitler have a second life?
Dude, that's a great random thoughts with the Rev show. It really. That's why we do this. That's why we don't have.
Or just did Hitler have a second life? That's fine.
Yes.
Wow.
He had his own. Dude, he got remarried, had kids, and
bro, his grandbabies are alive and probably in their 50s and 40s or whatever. I don't know.
He's probably got kids that are passed on because from old age, bro. At this point, I mean,
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a guy with a World War II veteran hat on the other day, and I was like, "What a pleasure, man!" Like, it was an automated door. I was pissed it was because I would have got that door for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
that
was a good one. Yeah. Because that was that'll be a fun show because that was a very intense, best docuseries I've ever seen, best reality show of all time.
Dude, like if you think about it, the motherfucker had the last laugh.
He never lost, dude. He never lost. He wreaked havoc and killed millions of people, affected millions of people's lives, and like got to live till he fucking died in Argentina and no one knew.
Hey, you know what?
In theory, but a strong theory.
We talk about fucking the banality of evil. I know I'm probably the only one who knows what that is.
I feel like I read about that in like a Dan Brown book about angels and demons.
The Banality of Evil is a book that explains how they caught and tried and sentenced Adolf Eichmann.
Is that the guy, the Black Widow guy they arrested in Argentina?
He's the guy who orchestrated the final solution.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. This guy they're talking about, they caught him in Argentina in the 90s.
That's what I'm saying.
They did catch
the Israelis caught
they never found dead, and they found him in Argentina. And this guy was like the worst of the worst.
He's got to have grandkids our age. That's fucking nuts just to think about that.
Yeah, dude, it'll blow. I'm telling you, it'll change. It's wild.
Mossad, the CIA Special Forces of Israel, tracked him down and caught him, smuggled him out of the country, and because Argentina is a non-extradition country, like that's where all the criminals and shit go, because you can't get brought back to justice. They smuggled him out of the country in the middle of the night and brought him back to Israel for a fucking trial.
Oh man, and kind of within the same subject, it makes you wonder if Billy the Kid really did have a second life and move on.
We're finding out, like back then,
easy to
everybody was so focused on the victory of World War II, and everyone was so relieved it was over. Like everyone just kind of fucking forgot about it. Everyone just took Rush's word for it that he was dead, and because you only had newspapers back then, you believed everything the newspaper put out.
He was dead 5 days before they even made the newspaper. Yeah.
If they said Hitler was dead back in the 40s, man, Hitler was dead. Like you believed what the newspaper was your source of information, and that's why so much shit was probably covered up in the 40s and 50s.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And we talk about
when's the next holiday? Because I'm gonna binge watch it on Friday.
Yeah, there you go. Good luck waiting that long. I know you, Nombre. Like you're watching an episode tonight. When I say 1, I mean 10.
Jesus.
I think they're like hour-long shows without. So if you watch them without commercials, they're like 45 minutes. Yeah. So they're about. So it's like what, 3 seasons?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And like they hit a wall. They got to this like super secret society and like
nobody would talk to them.
Yeah, couldn't. Everyone's like, nope, don't come here.
And that's an answer. That's an answer in itself, man.
Yeah, it really was, but that's how the show ended. But they're like the answers obviously lied within this compound that they came across.
Yeah.
Wasn't there cannibalism? Wasn't there like cannibalism at that compound and shit too?
One of the fucking special forces guys fucking does an amphibious fucking assault on the place. He ends up they rent a boat and go out to the middle of the lake, and he like scubas off of the boat and like swims up to the fucking thing. And all of the facilities to get into the actual compound are exactly like they had at the Burgess Garden. Like the same plane runways, the same train tracks, like all of it.
So it's like the final resort of like the Nazi army is in this compound.
And like he's walking up this jettison, a fucking boat, like an amphibious boat ramp. And then he looks up and there's like the caretakers are fucking like drawing a bead on him with rifles and shit. So he goes back in the water.
Jesus.
Like I said, watch it, dude, and then come back on the show. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, give me some time.
So Wikipedia still thinks he dies on April 30th. That's wrong.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't trust Wikipedia either. Some people can manipulate that some bitch so bad.
Mm-hmm. Hey, April 30th is when he supposedly was found dead. I think we need to have a party for the day that Hitler didn't die.
Sure.
Well, I don't want to celebrate that guy for nothing.
Well, no, we sit there and we celebrate that we know the truth. The truth lies with TBN.
Sure, we'll go with that. On that note, ladies and gentlemen,
yeah, we're out.
Thank you for joining us on another Thursday show. Don't forget to catch the rest of the Dude Network shows, Fridays and Sundays, man.
Let's do it. Later.